Welcome to Inspire and Move, the show that inspires you to create, connect, and grow. I'm going to bring you meaningful conversations, aha moments, and all the motivation you need to up-level every part of your life. I'm Ali Aruda, founder of Inspire and Move, and your personal hype girl. I've gone from fashion school to celebrity stylist to corporate marketing to brick and mortar entrepreneurship with my husband, each time learning incredible lessons how to pivot, reimagine, and implement the steps to become successful. I am passionate about inspiring others to live their best life, a life of joy. We have the power to design a life that we love because life is too short not to. The best part is that you weren't meant to do this alone. If you feel like you were meant for more, let me ride shotgun with you, and together, let's get you to where you want to go. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the show. I am your host, Ali Aruda. Welcome to Inspire and Move. I love having you guys here, and I am so excited to have a nice moment with you guys. Going to do a little quickie, something that has been on my mind, on my heart, and actually something that I feel like Matt and I have even been having just a good conversation amongst ourselves. I feel like I have found myself referencing this with some friends, peers, and even some of the community members at our gym, Benchmark Fitness. And that is about really embracing being a student and also embracing being the most interested person in the room, not the most interesting. And I feel like this has just kind of been on my mind recently, maybe because of this, over this past year, Matt and I have been in some incredible rooms. We've gone to some incredible experiences. And we are really practicing and embracing the art of asking questions. Like, people are fascinating, are they not? And I feel like depending on the rooms that you are in, or maybe dinners that you find yourself at, or cocktail parties, you might have the opportunity to be around really fascinating, successful, incredible people. And you want to take advantage of that. You want to ask questions. You want to also, I feel like, leave them reflecting on, wow, like that person was such a delight to talk to, even though they might have actually done a lot of the talking, which I feel like many humans really enjoy that. I think as humans, we do probably enjoy talking about ourselves. And I say that, from a humble perspective, not, narcissistic and showy or anything like that, that I think depending on the individual, you might feel really proud of yourself and want to have that opportunity to share your achievements, your travels, your milestones, your growing family, whatever it may be. You might really enjoy the opportunities that you have that come your way to share that with others and extend some insight or just talking about your experience. But I think there is such power in being on the other side of that and just being really interested, because you never know what you can learn. Maybe you can get a referral, an introduction, or maybe there's an opportunity that comes out of that. And I feel like that's something that Matt and I are really embracing right now, is just being in that season of being really interested and asking great questions, but that also kind of chasses, little dance reference there, chasses into being a student. And I kind of had this realization about a week ago myself, how I feel like I am really embracing this self-development era again. And I mean, if you know me, you probably know I'm like kind of obsessed with personal development, and I've gone through sort of peaks and valleys. And I use that reference just because it's been dependent on my life and my career flow. But there's certainly been peaks where I am like extra obsessed with personal development, or perhaps I've had more time available to me to just really sit back and do courses, be on webinars, go to live events, read books, podcasts. But just over the last week or so, I've kind of been able to identify that in myself and my own routines and daily habits and rituals, is that I am really loving quiet time that is focused on self-mastery and personal development. And perhaps that goes hand in hand with the changing of the seasons. We're slowing down. We're not having, our pool is still open and it is mid to late October, but it's more of a large cold plunge experience right now. But our days of kind of, relaxing by the pool and reading a book that could have been personal development, but it could have kind of been that chick lit that's, fun book to read when the sun's coming down on you with a glass of rosé in hand and the sunscreen all over your bod. That I feel like the change of the season is kind of going that cozy, huggy, Asaihagi. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right, but those cozy fall vibes where the change of the seasons, back to school, back to routine, in the gym community, the gym industry, we see a bit of a surge in September when everyone's kind of getting dialed back in. And I really am enjoying that. And feel like I really crave that in my day and my week right now. And I have been on fire with audiobooks. Audiobooks have only been something that I've really took a trial at this year. I don't even think that made sense. A stab at. I tried. You guys, you catch my drift. But I've never been an audiobook girl. My best friend, she swears by them, and she's told me about Audible for years. And I was like, yeah, cool, Audible. That sounds great. But this year, and I think even with when Matt and I did a road trip to our friend's lake house this past summer, that was 10-ish hours, we really embraced audiobooks that we listened together, pause, chat about it, digest this chapter. So I feel like kind of circumstantially, our life just kind of presented us this cool opportunity to do this road trip for this incredible experience. And we paired that with an audiobook. It's actually funny, as I'm saying this out loud to you guys, how that was such a fun weekend. And so our experience and our connection to audiobooks is associated with fun and memories and connection and good conversations. So, hey, if you are looking to dial into more reading or self-mastery, maybe you want to find a way that you can pair it with a positive experience, a positive memory, a happy memory, something that you really connected deeply to, because now audiobooks, that's where I'm rooted from. And that's kind of fun. I've just literally had this realization having this conversation by myself in my office with all of you guys. So thanks for being here and experiencing that aha moment with me. Stop right there. I need to tell you about one of my favorite activewear brands, Alala. Alala is an athleisure brand that I absolutely love. Not only do they have some of the best activewear, but I'm kind of obsessed with how I can wear their pieces to dinners, meetings. I've actually worn them to masterminds and on the weekends. Everything that they design is sophisticated, but also really comfortable. I always feel so chic and vibrant when I wear Alala. Plus, they're also minority female founded and have an all-female team, which I think is really cool. So I called up my friend Denise, the founder, and got you guys a 20% off code. Use code INSPIREANDMOVE on alalastyle.com. That's INSPIRE, INSPIREANDMOVE, Inspire and Move on alalastyle.com for 20% off. Happy shopping! But back to kind of what I was chatting about is I'm really loving this slower time of year, but not really. It's slow, but it's also still our growth season. And I think it's just slow because I am prioritizing this time for self-mastery. I'm trying to walk to our gym. Like we live a nice short distance from home to our gym, and it's maybe like a 15-minute walk. So I'm really trying to prioritize walking to the gym versus driving. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we do need to drive because we have things that we transport to and from Benchmark Fitness, but I'm trying to prioritize walking not only to get those steps in and get that movement and, a great start to the day, maybe some sun in the eyes, some fresh air, and taking in the beautiful changing fall leaves. But it's also allowing me 15 minutes to enjoy either, a couple chapters of my audiobook or a really great short form podcast. And I think that's why I really love these short episodes that I do solo, because some of my favorite shows, I really enjoy those, 24 minutes or less. I am able to listen to them at, 1.5 speed. That works for me. It's efficient. And I love taking in 1 to 2 shows on my walk, on my dog walks. Sometimes Matt and I will walk the dogs and we'll each have an AirPod in and we'll listen to the same show. And it's something that we really enjoy. Walking all of our dogs together is sometimes just a little chaotic, and it's not even like a peaceful walk or we're having a deep, meaningful chat. So sometimes the podcasts are actually more efficient, and then we can regroup and chat about that show together and what we picked up from it, what we learned. Maybe there's some takeaways that we want to apply to our daily habits and our routine and our business. But that's something, hey, another little nugget for you. If you and your partner, parent, whoever, is listening and you want to enjoy a walk together and you want to share the same show, it's something that we enjoy doing. So maybe that'll work for you as well. but I really love being able to prioritize that time to move my body, but also have that time to soak in some positive propaganda. And I got that from Chris Harder. He says it all the time, and it stuck with me, I swear, like 2 years ago. And I love that because, the world is not the most beautiful place a lot of the time. Right now, there's a lot of just sad, upsetting things happening in the world. And so we are very much in control of what we consume. I know the news can be everywhere. We actually changed our channels at the gym, and we have a whole different type of technology that we're sharing with our community because we want to ensure a positive experience, sensory experience, what they smell, what they take in, what they feel. So we are in control of what we are consuming. And I choose to be in control of what I consume. And so I really love positive entrepreneurship. I'm just saying that really dramatically, but very much an entrepreneur focused shows that I consume from a podcast standpoint, something that's going to make me feel good. Maybe it's like a friend of mine that I just want to hear their voice and want to kind of feel like I'm connecting with them because I can't see them all the time. And also those audiobooks. I'm really loving business focused books, some of which I actually find that I need to read myself as well as listen. And I know there is a statistic that sort of says like how you can absorb what you're taking in that much faster by reading it and hearing it at the same time. I actually heard Alex Hormozy say that, and I thought that was quite genius. But I recognize not everybody has the time to read and listen at the same time. I'm loving audiobooks. I'm still working on training our youngest pup, Riley. She's a miniature Australian Shepherd, and she's a little crazy, but I do love her crazy. And we are still very much working through training her on the leash. And my God, the squirrels right now are out of control. And those are so hard to work on her reactions from. So I'm trying to prioritize solo walks, just me and her, to really, dial into her training. And that is when I am really consuming audiobooks, going for those like multi-kilometer walks and having that nice time with her that I feel like, we can connect and we can work on her training, but also go for nice, beautiful walks in the fall down by the water and listening to something positive. And that just kind of comes back to that positive connection with audiobooks, that this all stems from having that, beautiful road trip, that time together that Matt and I got to enjoy, this incredible weekend at our friend's lake house, and how audiobooks have become such a positive experience for us. And now I found a new way to carry on that habit into a different time of year. And I am becoming really obsessed with, I just want to be like the best person I can be. I want to be a really awesome leader. I want to be an incredible wife and business owner and friend and daughter, and just feel proud of myself, if that makes sense as well. I think we can get so caught up with what does everybody else think of us, but at the heart of it, like, you want to feel really good about who you are. Like, you want to have that deep soul connection with yourself and that self-love. And I know we can throw around self-love so flippantly about, it could just be an evening. Like, I'm going to go have a bath after this. I wanted to record a podcast, and then I'm going to have probably a glass. Right now I'm actually on non-alcoholic cocktails, but a glass of non-alcoholic wine, although maybe next weekend I'm going to do this again and it'll be the real stuff. But a nice glass of non-alcoholic wine, some candles, a bath, and probably an audiobook or maybe paper book, because that's a nice combination with a bath. But just creating these moments for myself that I want to connect with myself. I want to feel and be this great person, and I want to be better day by day, week by week, year over year. We set these intentions at the start of the new year, or maybe you're more of like a birthday intention person. I know everyone's different and have their different kind of habits and routines, but I think being able to dial in and really connect with who we are and who we want to be. What does future you want to look like? And earlier this summer, I read The Motivation Manifesto by Brendon Burchard. And if you are not consuming any of Brendon Burchard's content or programs or live events, please let this be like a PSA. Get in on it. He's got this incredible app, Growth Day, that some of the world's best speakers are a part of. Ed Milet, Natalie Ellis, Lori Harder. Growth Day is amazing. And I got to go to his live event this past spring with my mom, and it was amazing. He is a fireball of energy. And I was on, like, she just had me at every word he was saying. The way he broke things down and what he said. And again, his energy was remarkable. So I highly encourage you to either listen to his podcast, get on the Growth Day app, pick up some of his books. This book, The Motivation Manifesto, I loved. I'm a highlighter when it comes to physical books. So I highlighted something here that I wanted to share with you guys. If we are to measure and monitor and improve anything, let it be our story, our character, and our conduct, a mindfulness of who we are and how we are experiencing and relating with the world. Reclaiming our life agenda is about asking, am I proud of who I am and the person I am becoming? Am I happy with what I am doing and contributing to the world? Have I felt grateful for this day and its opportunities? And have I directed myself purposefully so that I can live my highest truth and serve my highest good? Let us check in on ourselves in these ways, for in the end, these are the only measures that matter. I thought that was just such a great reminder. It's highlighted here in pink. If you're watching on video, you can see, but I really wanted to share that with you guys, and I'm excited to share more from this book. I feel like, depending on the subject matter that I want to share with you guys, there might be a couple more nuggets. I kept this book once I finished it in my office, so it is in close proximity just for some daily reminders. And so I think, being able to find ways to add this self-mastery into your daily or weekly routine is going to feel really good for you. And I'm excited for you. I love nerding out on books. I love recommending books and sharing books. And it was never always a thing for me. As a kid, I didn't really like reading, and big books would intimidate me. So now it's so interesting. I swear a couple years ago, probably really when I stepped into the world of entrepreneurship, I became pretty obsessed with personal development, business books, entrepreneurship. Now I'm heavy into podcasts and heavy into the Audible books. So guys, this is just a little quickie for you. I was so excited to share just this topic. It kind of hit me before I got into my evening routine. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. If you need any book recos, slide into my DMs. I do try to always post my annual book list on my blog. And so the 2023 list will be coming out in the next little while, but I have some others on my blog that you can check out with a little description. And yes, if you need any recommendations, please slide into my DMs. If you have any great book recos that you think I would love, please also slide into my DMs. And, just keep being you, and better and better and better, day after day, week after week, year over year. So as always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. If you have a spare few minutes, I would love and so appreciate a 5-star rating or a little review with some love, what you're loving about the show. That would mean so much to me. So wherever you are, have a wonderful afternoon, evening, weekend, day, morning. I am grateful for you. Thank you for being here, and see you again soon. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you took 30 seconds and shared this on social media, send it to a friend, or leave a 5-star review. There is power in community, and I am so grateful to have you part of mine.